route. Jason?
And on the weather scene, start things out with our Pikes Peak Summit House camera. Really paints the picture for us. A few higher elevation clouds, but for the most part, those storms have moved out of the area. I'm trying to figure out if those folks are taking a selfie right now or just gazing out among the city. I don't know. A gorgeous shot, of course, out there. Really helps tell the weather story for us. As we start things off with our live HD Doppler radar, notice there's the shower activity that did move through the Springs and Pueblo region. Not overly heavy. The heaviest rain reports we've seen out of this, about 30th of an inch or so, so nothing too significant. Now, winds were kind of the big story as those storms rolled off of the mountains. Had a little outflow on them and kicked up winds about 30 miles an hour there. As we put a little action to the Doppler and show you our sky scan now, you can see everything is pretty much shifted out of the west. We had that little area of low pressure move through the state this morning and still lingering throughout eastern Colorado. And as that moved through, that's what kind of kicked off the energy to really spur off some shower activity, but hasn't been overly significant. More or less just your garden variety storms here for this evening. As for the next few hours, here's how things are going to play out for us. So we do have a weak area of high pressure that's going to continue to move across the region. That's going to provide a fairly nice Monday for us. As you notice, overnight tonight, a fairly clear evening, and as we wind into your Monday morning commute, it's going to stay fairly clear for us. However, looking out into western Colorado come Monday morning, that's when we're going to start to see some storms kick up, and that's again being fed off of some monsoonal moisture that's coming up from our south. We have another one of those little areas of low pressure trying to move through the state, and that's going to create the energy needed to really spur off a little shower activity. Nothing really overly significant tomorrow, very similar to today. As we wind into your Monday evening, though, cloudy conditions are going to prevail, but check out this big area of low pressure up here. That's dropping down all the way from Canada, and here's how that's going to play out. We'll take you a little bit further out into the future. So that mild air we've been getting a bit accustomed to is going to move out of the area. That low pressure cell is going to continue to swirl down and drop a massive amount of cold Canadian air right on top of the state. So come Wednesday, Thursday, a steep temperature drop is what we're expecting. Lows tonight, no, not too bad. Into the 50s across the board, mid 50s here into the foothills, 40s into the mountains. Looking at the high 50s out to the east, about 58 degrees into La Junta. Tomorrow again, don't get too comfortable to these temperatures because they're not going to last long. 90 degrees here into Pueblo, 83 into the Springs, a few mid-90s out to our east. A little bit cooler into the higher terrain, about 78 into Salida. Over the next 7 days, here's how it's going to play out for us. Again, not starting the week out too bad, 83, 76, but then once Wednesday, Thursday rolls around, that's when things get a little bit interesting for us and all that cold Canadian air really drops down on top of us. Now, in the way of precipitation, folks, this you really want to keep in mind. We have a lot of moisture to work with come Tuesday. So in other words, throughout the area, Tuesday is when we really want to keep our eye to the sky. A lot of moisture to work with, so there potentially could be some heavy storms and heavy rain producers through Tuesday as well. Into the Canyon City region, again, we're looking at the 80s to start things out, 70s to follow, and then the 60s come Thursday, Friday, all due to that cold Canadian air dropping through. Same story for Teller County there, 60s, 70s, and 60s to start the week out, and then dropping down to the 50s and low 40s. Look at that, 35 degrees come Thursday evening. Ooh. So a bit of a chilly one out there, yeah, again. So we got rain on Tuesday and then Arctic cold. Jeez. For our September.
A little bit
Summer's
of everything.
over.
I know.
Luckily, tonight looks like a nice night. For
yeah, tonight's looking absolutely gorgeous out there.
Great night, yeah, for the Rockies.
If only it would last a while.
Yeah. Talking about the